What's up guys, Chef Billy Parisi here from billyparisi.com, and today it's all about steak. I'm going to be making Florentine steak, better known as Bistecca Alla Fiorentina, and it's absolutely delicious. As you can see, I am in full butcher's attire because I've got this literally Flintstone-sized steak that's absolutely gigantic and amazing. We're gonna cook it. It's super simple. This is a recipe known to the Florence area of Tuscany in Italy, and it's incredibly easy to make. I mean, honestly, the roots of this recipe are literally a big old 2.5 pound, 3 pound porterhouse steak that has salt and it's grilled. Now, if you don't know what a porterhouse is, it's a beautiful cut, okay? It's like a T-bone, but it has a bigger filet mignon side. So you have a New York strip and a filet mignon, the best of both worlds when it comes to steak. Love the porterhouse cut, and as you can see, I've got a big old 2.5 pound porterhouse that we are gonna hook up. So when researching this recipe, and I know a little bit about it because we've served it at some of the restaurants that I've worked at in the past, and it is very traditional: salt, pepper, olive oil, hook it up on the grill, boom, you're finished. But I've also seen some other renditions that kind of combine some really simple flavors, but I think it's just gonna take it to that next level. We're gonna make a little quick seasoning spice blend, and then we're also gonna wrap up some herbs because we are gonna baste this beast while it is grilling. Dude, it's gonna be money. You're gonna love this cut. So you've seen this beautiful cut of steak, and we're gonna set it to the side, and we wanna make that very simple seasoning blend. I'm gonna add in some onion powder to a small bowl. Next, I'm gonna hit it with some garlic powder. I'm gonna sprinkle in some sea salt. Last but not least, I've got some black pepper. Add it in there, and then simply using a spoon, mix it together until it is completely combined. I know what you're thinking. Bistecca alla Fiorentina is much more simple than that. I've actually seen a version similar to this at a few restaurants, one in San Francisco and one here in Chicago, and I loved it. It was amazing. And I think this really just adds to the steak. So set that to the side, and like I said earlier, we're gonna baste with some herbs. This is a very old sort of Italian technique. So using a little bit of butcher's twine, set that down, and then I'm gonna lay down some sage, rosemary, and thyme, all fresh. And what you simply wanna do is wrap that around at one end and sort of use the other end as the baster. But the butcher's twine helps to hold it together, so make sure to wrap it really tight. Set it to the side, and now it's time to start on this steak. Go ahead and brush this porterhouse on all sides with olive oil. Baste it very heavily because this is the only oil that we're gonna use to help sear it on our griddle. So flip it over and baste away using a little pastry brush. Next, we want to season it, and you have to season this thing heavily. Let's take a second to talk about this. You have a 2.5 pound, over 2-inch thick porterhouse. So the seasoning that you're putting on the outside needs to compensate for the flavor that you taste in the inside. It needs to run down with the juices when it's cooking, so you have to season heavily. Just when you think you have enough on there, add just a little bit more just to be safe. There's nothing bad about a well-seasoned steak. You'll love it, I promise. Take the time to do this and be generous when it comes to these seasonings. And just like the olive oil, you want to season it on all sides best you can. Flip it over, season that side as well. Now that that is finished, let's head over to the cooktop where I have a griddle that we are gonna turn up on high heat. Now, you know I am a traditionalist, and this recipe traditionally is hooked up outside on a grill over an open flame. Well, I can't do that in this studio, and it's cold out, and we're gonna do it on this griddle, and it's still gonna be absolutely delicious. I want everybody to be able to do this, whether it's in their own kitchen on a griddle or outside on the grill. So once this griddle gets super hot, let's go ahead and add down our steak. Now, I'm a rare guy, so you're looking at maybe 4 to 6 minutes per side of this 2.5 pound porterhouse steak. Once you flip it over after that 4 to 6 minutes, remember that butter and those herbs. We're gonna douse the herbs in that butter, and then we're gonna brush that steak all over that grilled side that we just flipped over. It's gonna add just a little bit of that fresh herb flavor, just a little hint, just enough to taste it to be absolutely delicious. Once it's done cooking for 4 to 5 minutes on that side, I give it another little flip just to help get those perfect 90-degree grill marks. Continue to baste this with the herbs all the way throughout the rest of the cooking process. And now I like to turn it up vertically so I can cook all the sides of this, maybe just for a minute per side on those thinner sides. Once it's done, it smells amazing in this place. Let's go back over to our cutting board, set it down. Let's hit it with just a little bit more butter from the herbs right all over the steak. Let it sit for 3 to 4 minutes. Then we're gonna slice it up. The steak looks amazing. It smells literally like heaven in here. You're gonna love, seriously, you're gonna love this recipe. If you love steak and meat, you're gonna love it. So flip it upside, and what we need to do is slice down next to the bone. We're simply gonna carve the strip steak and the filet mignon right up out of the bone. So go ahead and slice down and then turn your knife and slice out. Boom, you have a New York strip. Same thing for the filet mignon side. Slice down, turn your knife and simply slice it right off the bone. Now I'm just going to simply slice these because that's the best way to do it, and serving it, you've had perfect little slices. So with the strip steak, just slice down, maybe at a little bit of a bias and an angle, slice down onto the New York strip. And then same thing for the filet mignon, simply slice it, little bias, a little bit of an angle. Boom, we're finished. Let's plate it up. Let's try this out. Yeah, this thing looks insane. It's huge, it's perfectly sliced, it's rare just like I like it. And here's a quick little extra tidbits. If you like medium rare, add 2 minutes extra per side, all the way up to well done. If you do like well done steaks, go ahead and hit the unsubscribe button now because we cannot be friends. No, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. You like what you like, and you can't help it, neither can I. So, let's try it out, man. You know it's good. Of course, a gigantic fork. Oh, man. There's just nothing more delicious than a perfectly cut, seasoned steak. You're gonna love, I mean, oh my gosh, is this good. You're gonna love it. Come back next week, see what we're hooking up. See y'all later.